If you are not a conspiracy theorist by now, it's because you are not intelligent.
It's a whole different country from what we thought it was.
It's all fake.
You need to unlearn everything you have learned. The truth is that the government is evil, and that the government is worse than evil. I want to be clear. The government is satanic.
You just are not aware of what it is that you are worshiping.
There was.
But do you believe people landed on the moon?
Well, let's just back
Because
that
if
up.
you don't, then I think that's
No.
I think that
You
really
are
sets a
taking-
standard for this discussion.
You are taking something that was a Twitter
You can't answer it?
joke. I'm going to answer your question,
Okay.
but I'm just trying because I think you should add context, because what you're doing now is you're jumping away from an actual meaningful discussion about climate change and the hoax that's surrounding it and making people fearful to have children. And you're all going, well, didn't you once tweet? When I said, literally, I said in the tweet, let's have some fun today. What is one conspiracy theory that almost got you and that you think like could possibly be real? And I said, the one that always gets me every time is the moon landing. How come we haven't gone back? So you're taking this one tweet where people then shared the things that they think that were not really serious or political on this long thread to now apply to a conversation about climate change.
Okay, but just to
That
be
feels a
clear,
little like,
people did land on the moon.
I don't know.
Okay, there we go.
I don't know.
I do know.
I just want to know why we didn't go back.
We did go back.
What, did we go back? What year?
To the moon?
We people on the moon?
Okay.
I'm asking
Now
a serious
who's ignorant?
question. When did we go? When did we
We
back to
first
people walking
landed-
on the moon? 69. Okay.
July 20th, 1969.
Yeah.
We went back like 10 more times.
Who went back? Who walked on the moon?
America.
All right, look. Check this out. I said I wasn't going to read this Bible anymore because I got new Bibles coming, but the part that I'm reading, I'm going to translate, okay? I'm going to translate. This right here, this man is pure deception, okay? He's working for the elite. He is working for the elite. When you open this Bible, first page, okay? First page, right there. First page when you open this Bible. Again, that's only if you believe in Yahuwah, okay? If you believe in Yahuwah. If you do not know who Yahuwah is the person you saying God, okay? God is not a name. God is a title. Yahuwah, Yahusha is the Messiah. Yahuwah is the one you're referring to as God the Father. Okay, let's check this out. Yahuwah created heaven and the earth. First phrase. The second day. And Yahuwah said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And Yahuwah made the firmament and divide the waters which were under the firmament from the water which were above the firmament. And it was so, okay? And Yahuwah called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. Okay, what did it say? What was the key word here? And God made the firmament and divided the water which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And it was so. Okay, the next time the firmament appears again is what it says. And Yahuwah set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light above the earth. I'm sure he's talking about the light, the sun, the moon, in the firmament. This one here is the first page, okay? This is the first page. He divided both with the firmament. The firmament. If you do not know what a firmament is, it's like a glass. It's a glass that separates heaven and earth together. So on top of the glass, there's water, okay? There's water's on top of it. So there's no way possible we could have gone out of this planet. They're always putting out wrong information out there. And then people believe in it just because they're famous. See, the devil takes these people, he makes them famous. He get them to say things because a lot of people looking up to these people and want to be like them. Okay? People worshiping these dudes, these celebrities. So therefore, when a celebrity says something, most people are quick to believe in what a celebrity say because they love him, they're worshiping him, they're looking up to him. Come on, man, get your stuff straight.
It's all fake.
You know,
No, but like, what were the astronauts' names? Educate me. What?
fuck remembers what the astronauts' names were.
It's a pretty big deal to walk on the moon.
It is.
The first guy, and then after that, yes.
Who else walked on it?
I
How
don't
many?
remember the name.
You don't even have one name. You don't even have one name. We all know this dude, Neil Armstrong. Is that his name? The Apollo Creed. What is the Apollo guy, or whatever that thing is? I say Apollo Creed. But whatever that his name is, come on.
Like another dozen.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't, you do not know a name.
Other dozen humans walked on the moon?
Yes, Americans, all Americans.
Okay, we don't remember.
We kept going back. Apollo 13 was the one they made the movie about. That was the one they aborted. But that was after we had landed. Apollo 11, I think, was...
I'm not talking about space missions. I'm talking about actual people walking on the moon.
Yes, landing on the moon and walking on it. First of all, it is an impressive scientific feat. It's not out of the realm of like, how could that possibly happen? It's only 250,000 miles away. They had...
It's 240,000 miles away. Only 240,000 miles away. But you cannot get to that. But you can get to Mars. Mars is 393 million miles away. But they're telling you every day that they go to Mars, right? They're saying, oh, we go to Mars, but we cannot go to the moon because the technology that we were going to the moon with, we do not have it anymore. It's only 240,000 miles away. You cannot get to it, but you can get to Mars, which is 34,000 miles away, 34 million miles away. You can get to the moon, it's 34 million miles away, right? Why don't you go to the sun? Why don't you land on the sun? Come on, dude. All that's a lie. Everything's a lie, dude. Everything's you have a technology you have the technology to go 34 million miles away to land on Mars, but you do not have a technology to land 240,000 miles away on the moon. The moon is a light. The moon is not a solid object. The moon is a light. The Bible says that the moon is a light. Some people say the sun reflects to the moon and then the moon gives light to... Stop it. It literally say the moon gives her light. So there's no way possible the sun is reflecting to the moon and the moon is bouncing that light back to Earth. To Earth. So the sun is reflecting to the moon, that's 34 million miles away. Okay? The sun is reflecting to the moon, that's 34 million miles away. And then the moon is bouncing back 34 million miles back to Earth. Wow, that's gonna be, that is something, isn't it? You actually believe in that? You believe in that the sun, what? How far is the sun? Okay. Whoa. The sun is almost 93 million miles away. Okay? The sun. 93 million miles away, according to this rubbish stuff. 93 million miles away. Then the moon is... Okay, look. How far is the moon? How far is the moon from the sun? Okay, so the moon is 93 million miles away from the sun. So the sun, in order for the moon to give a light, the sun has to reflect to the moon 93 million miles away. Then the moon is going to have to bounce it back to Earth 34 million miles away. So 93 million miles to the moon, 34 million miles to Earth. Now that is some magic science garbage. Magic science garbage. Are you actually believing in that?
Figured out enough to be able to do it, even with these shitty computers that they had in 1969. Yes.
Even with these shitty computers that they have in 1969, but they could make it to the moon, right? But nowadays, they say the technology that we were going to the moon with, we do not have it anymore. That's why we couldn't go back to the moon. But this man is saying we went back to the moon. No. They say, oh, we do not have that technology anymore. But this man is saying, so technology, back then, the shitty computers that we have back then, we could make it to the moon, right? But nowadays, technology is at its best. But you still cannot make it back to the moon. Even though he's saying they made it back. No. They say you cannot make it back to the moon because the technology... Too many lies, bro. Just stop it.
It's risky, and we did lose people doing it. But we did do it. I mean, plainly. I mean, The idea that you could think that this was some sort of hoax, I'm sorry, but it colors everything else.
I'm just saying that, like,
say.
I'm just not, like, I feel like you're just trying to find this one. Like, I've never talked about this on my show. You're literally talking about one funny tweet
It's
thread.
relevant.
It's really
It's
not that relevant.
that you won't say,
No,
absolutely, people walked on the moon. It's relevant.
I feel that you are finding an angle here to try to talk about something that I've never talked about on my podcast. I've never talked to people on a debate stage.
But it's out there. I read
college. You probably had a producer dig up.
He says it's out there. I read it. So it's out there and you read it. So you believe in everything you read. Just because it's out there, you read it, it means it's real. So if I was to go today and I say, oh, I was the first man to walk on the moon, and I put it everywhere, I get a lot of people to talk about it, and then you read it, you believe it.
What you thought were most absurd tweets. There's no way it's out.
Candace,
like you're saying it's out there. There's not even articles about this. It's so obscure.
Thank you.
And it's like literally. I mean, it said like, let's have some fun. What are some of the things that? What are some conspiracy theories that you read that you have questions about? And I was like, the moon landing.
First of all, I promise you, there is no production on this show.
Okay, well,
no,
it's a pretty niche thing. Of all the things I talk about and I'm known for, like, there wasn't even an article written about this about me.
I wasn't planning to talk about it.
Yeah, so it's like, how did you get here?
Because
you saw it on Twitter.
I got here. Somehow I knew it.
But how?
Because it's out there.
But it's
because
not. It's not even in my Wikipedia. Like, it's so obscure. It's so niche that I'm just like curious.
I don't think that's the case, because I think I read it in the Vanity Fair article about you.
No.
No?
Nope.
Well,
that's what I mean. It's not even relevant for, like, I've never ever had a single person sit down and ask me this question.
Well, then
so
I've
just
done
like,
America a service, because we find the baseline of your thinking. I'm sorry, but that is relevant. That you don't think men landed on the moon.
No, I just said I would first off, what I specifically said was,
you don't know.
I want to know why. And I think even Elon Musk said this in his timepiece.
Ask him about it.
Yeah,
Ask him
I
about
think
the moon.
he did address it in his timepiece.
I think he probably believes it happened.
But I'm just not interested in this topic, like, at all. So it's just like you just came in so fiery about something that I am not known for. That was like an obscure tweet of like, it started with "let's have some fun." And it was in a joking manner, and suddenly you're like, how could you not believe the moon landing? And I'm like, the energy is like a little...
My apologies. I don't want this to be adversarial.
No, it was just surprising.
If we hadn't got on to global warming, I wouldn't have thought the moon.
Well, that's something that I actually believe, so I'm okay to have this topic.
No, but I connected it to that because it was like, okay.
But I'm in the public sphere talking about that. I've had experts on my show talking about, like, Gregory Weinstein talked about his book about the climate change hoax. I care deeply about that because of the implications and how the climate change hoax and the trillions of dollars that are basically disappearing for things like Paris Accord Agreement. Like, I'm very much on record in a sincere manner talking about that.
Not to beat a dead horse, but if you think the moon landing is a hoax, it colors my view of what you think of the global warming being a hoax.
Okay.
So let's
But I never said the moon landing is a hoax.
Well, you said
I said name one conspiracy theory
I asked you point
almost
blank.
got you. I said I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about. I can't even debate you. You're sitting here telling me that 12 men have gone to the moon since. I don't know anything about it, and so I keep a very. I think that if there's one thing that people will say about me is I don't come into conversations about things that I don't know. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be an expert on the moon landing.
You're such a brilliant person.
But on things that I actually know. So I'm willing to. I'm willing to, because I don't care.
Would you read about it?
I literally don't. It says it's to me.
Would you
it's
read
utterly
about it?
inconsequential for the work that I do. Yeah, I would. That's why I said fun thread. Tell me this. Like, we were like, tell me what's one conspiracy theory that you believe that we can look into. I mean, we really should pull the tweet, because it's weird that you're making this so severe, as if I was like on a talk show debating the moon landing. And so what I'm saying is I've never cared about this topic.
Because it's an undebatable topic.
I'm completely like, if you want
debatable.
to... I didn't
You're making it debatable.
I don't think anyone watching this will think that I made this topic debatable. I think you've made this very debatable. All I told you was I sent a funny tweet, and it's a pretty obscure tweet that's never been
how's life in
ever discussed before today.
How's life in Nashville? Nashville's real, right?
Nashville is a real place, and I love Nashville. It's really great.
Yeah. It's interesting. I was just in Austin, Texas, and
Conclusion, I'm going to give it to you. Conclusion, okay? God created heaven and earth, and he separated heaven and earth with the firmament. On top of the firmament, he has waters. That's it. The stars, the sun, the moon are all in the firmament. but nobody can even get close to it. Nobody. Nobody ever did. Nobody will ever, unless Yahuwah allows it and let it and does what he does. Not even the devil can get close to it. Nobody. Nobody. What do you guys think about this, man? Comment below. If you disagree, it's fine. If you agree, it's fine. But what I did, I put out the truth. What I know. What I know that Yahuwah did, I put it out for you. That's my job. I am the messenger. And do not shoot the messenger, because the messenger got a lot more messages to put out there. A lot more truth to put out there for people. I'll catch you guys next time, and make sure to put Yahusha first. Praise Yahusha all day, every day. You get what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
If you are not a conspiracy theorist by now, it's because
you are not intelligent.
It's a whole different country from what we thought it was.
It's all fake.
you need to unlearn everything you have learned. The truth is that the government is evil, and that the government is worse than evil. I want to be clear. The government is satanic.
You just are not aware of what it is that you are worshiping.
It's all fake.